You know, I'm sure you have, but like for me at least, looking into your life and hearing everything, and your dad's always this glow of all this attention, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. I don't hear the story about you guys, right? Like hearing your struggle in your 20s, it's really very refreshing. I think a lot of people that are going to listen to this can be like, oh wow, nobody was handing you money. Were you given an allowance as a kid?
Yeah, like in college, I got like $300 a month, and anything else I wanted to, work, I had to work for during the summer. So like I was still the guy bumming beer. And again, this is not like a
you're not bitching.
I get that I'm blessed. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it.
When I moved to Colorado, like, I always tell the story. It's like I moved to Colorado, and like they was like, okay, you're moving to Colorado, like, well, you're cut off, like, and I guess, I had two things that they sort of forgot. Like I had my car, and I had a gas card that they forgot to cancel. So like, I joke that I sort of spent a year and a half like living proverbial off the gas station sushi, because that was a pretty significant income boost to whatever I was making in a bar.
So when did you start working with the organization?
Yeah, so I called my father and said, hey, I'm moving to Colorado to be a bartender and a fly fishing guide, and moved out west for about 2 years. I guess just wanted to get some stuff out of my system again, good times, but also, when it's sort of, hey, you're going into a family business, is it really what you want? Like I sort of loved it. You grow up in some of it, but it is very hard, and we can talk about this later as well, because I did sort of remake myself perhaps a little bit later on in life as well. But it's sort of hard to wake up at 35 for a lot of people and be like, oh crap, I'm totally trapped in something I didn't want to do. Now you got a job and a mortgage and kids, and like I see so many people that are miserable and trapped in that. So I guess for me then I was like, hey, I don't have any of those things. I just graduated from a great business school, but is it what I wanted to do? So, called my father. Was like, hey, I'm moving out to Colorado, got a job in a bar. This was an amazing conversation, by the way. This would have been you can only imagine how that went. It was like, what do you mean you're going to Colorado to work at a bar? I don't understand.
So for Sabrina, you met Sabrina at your house, okay?
Yeah.
She's the one that arranged this interview, and I appreciate that. Would you tell her, that I'm here too as well, and she's listening. Would you tell her in retrospect, looking backward, would you have gone and done the Colorado gig, or take it and say, hey, I'm gonna go help build this empire out at 20
No,
years
listen,
old?
the Colorado gig was definitely, it was definitely a big thing, right? So you're in your early 20s, you're working in a business, even a family business, but guess what? You're closing a big deal. You're closing a huge construction loan on a $1 billion project. It's like, you got to be there. You're there till 2 a.m. You're there till 3 a.m. You're there sometimes, throughout the night. You do that. You cancel vacations because they're coming up, right? Well, no, this is going to happen this week, and then nothing happens. I'm sure you've been there a lot, right? The lawyer screws something up. You cancel. You're in vacation. You lose all of that. You're not going on, and then nothing even happens.
Right.
Having had that time before you were locked into sort of those responsibilities, made you realize you actually wanted to be there for certain, right? Because you're young, you don't know, dude. Things change so much in your 20s and 30s. It's really hard. For many people, I don't know that anyone's locked in at their early 20s. I saw that, having gone to like Wharton undergrad. I mean, these you got kids that are 14 years old, like, I want to be an investment banker. I'm like, but do you really?
Right.
That was the big thing. Well, it's no. They just wanted to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
They didn't really want to be investment bankers. The guys that actually did end up being really successful. The guys that didn't did like, the 2 year
They blew
sort
out.
of hell years
Yeah.
Of investment banking, and they're like, shit, I'm not making the money. Well, they were not making the money because they weren't putting in the extra time. They weren't canceling their vacations. They weren't doing those things, but they didn't know any better, so they waste a lot of time. And then, when they finally, if they ever did figure it out, they'd quit and do something totally different. But now you're starting again in your 30s. You have to build it up. So I think, having that understanding of like, I tried something different, totally different. It was awesome, but it's not what I want to do every day. It's what I want to do in my free time or my vacations, but not every day. You start taking the things that you love for granted, and they become a little bit too easy. For me, that was really important.